Yep, here we are.
Oh, all right,
Are we
cool.
here? We're here. I think.
All
Okay,
right,
there we
there we
go.
go. Welcome. It's just replayed on my screen. Sorry. Welcome back to 337 of the Purple Rain podcast with special guests below us. But first, I do go through some number 37s on the Ravens. Why not? The Javorius Allen episode. Danny Gore, Robert Lungerbeam, Iman Marshall. Is he even real? LaRon McClain, Josh Wilson. And I think, one of the most notable ones, Deion Sanders episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Thank you for spending your Thursday evening, Friday Eve with us. We truly appreciate it. Got a lot to talk about. Hopefully, a lot less doom and gloom like Tuesdays was. But first, you can follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. This guy right over here on Instagram or on X at Sutton Def. Me, Instagram simply as10.prod or on X is simply as10. Below me, right here, Mr. Huddled Up Films, Mr. Jason. That at right there, you can follow him on Twitter, who had a couple of banger tweets recently. I've seen it. You're not gonna ignore me.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
getting up on that Twitter game. I won't let you say you aren't. I've seen it. So thank you for coming through to this episode. Thank you, Jason, for joining us. We have lots to talk about. Ravens Chiefs, one of the bigger games, if not the biggest game of the week. 1-2 versus 1-2. A lot on the line. But first, I have to ask you, fellas, how are we doing tonight?
Well, I mean, this episode's not about me. Let's just go ahead and toss it down to our guest, Jason. It's been a while since we had you on. We'd love to have you back on. You're doing really well in the content space. How you doing, brother?
Love you guys. I'm doing great. I'm just happy to be here. Happy to be on. It doesn't matter after a win, after a loss. I always love the Ring Gang and the vibe. It's much like the vibe on my channel. So I feel right at home.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And make sure you guys go ahead and look at the description and click on the link to Huddle It Up Films YouTube channel, because if you're not subscribed already, you're going to want to make sure you go over there and do that, because he's putting out weekly content that's really good. And he's going live a whole lot more now. I've seen him live like a whole bunch, since the season started. And I try to pop in when I can. But we appreciate you again for coming on. So, and oh yeah, really quick, before we get into anything, Ravens related, football related, let's go ahead and shout out who we have here in the live chat. Why don't we? Let's see. We got our guy D-Wiz, one of our newest members. D-Wiz is in the house. What's going on, bro? Appreciate you for coming through. Says hashtag Rain Game. We got King Blaze in the house already. Tisha Brown. Let me see. Tim Hughes is in here as well. What's going on, guys? Appreciate y'all for coming through. Make sure you sound off in the live chat as you're getting in here. And if you're not watching this episode 337 of the Purple Rain Podcast live, and you happen to be part of the hashtag replay gang, shout out to you, first and foremost. If you're watching on X, shout out to you, first and foremost. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, again, shout out to you. This is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one, guys. So let's not mince any more words. I mean, we kind of want to get out of here before Thursday night football starts. I know it's Seattle and Arizona, right? So not the sexiest of matchups, but I do want to see what Sam Darnold's hitting on, because he's apparently been playing pretty doggone well so far this season. So we'll go ahead and get through this. But first, we want to talk about something that came out today, right? It was something that came out during a media scrum in the Ravens locker room. I think it was a credit of Jamison Hensley, who I think has me blocked on Twitter, if I'm not mistaken, with a lot of the Ravens flock as well. But I was able to get the video that he got of Kyle Hamilton speaking about the defense. So let's go ahead, without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a listen to what Kyle Hamilton had to say today.
What was the last part? It's just a matter of you guys making more plays. Yeah, I don't think it's whatever criticism he's getting. I don't know. I feel like sometimes Ravens fans can be a little spoiled, just like the amount of success that this franchise has had. We lose 5 games and the world's about to end. I think on Zach, it's unfair to put all the blame on him when there's 11 guys out there on the field that are playing their hearts off, and he's put us in the right positions. It's just a matter of us doing the right stuff, and that's where I feel like the critiques of Zach or whatever coaches are unfair, because he can't go out there and play for us, and as much as he wants to, he can't. So it's up to us to go out and get the job done. So it's not a Zach thing, it's not a coaching thing on the defensive side of the ball. It's just players got to get the stuff right.
Ravens fans can be spoiled. Huh.
Interesting stuff, right?
I think that ruined the message, because I feel like I feel him on wanting to take up for either your teammates or your defensive coordinator, whoever's under fire. Be like, look, it's on me to play better. This isn't Zach's fault. That is like basic coach speak, player speak, whatever you want to call it. But after what we've seen the last two of the 3 weeks, and especially after what we saw on Monday night, to say Ravens fans are quote unquote a little spoiled took over the entire message of what he was trying to say. And, kind of, it rubs me the wrong way because Ravens fans deserve better. Teams have performed better on defense than the Ravens with way less talent than we have. So I think the overall message of protecting Zach is great. That's fine with me. I would expect that. But the Ravens fans being a little spoiled was kind of an asinine thing for Kyle, who's great with everything he says. I think that one was putting his foot in his mouth there.
Yeah, for sure. Alex, what do you think?
I'll go kind of right message, wrong delivery per se. I think online, some fans kind of take it to the extreme, but that's any fan base. But with him saying spoiled, kind of lost me. We have not hit the Super Bowl in 13 years, and I know I sound spoiled right now, but in the grand scheme of things, spoiled is Kansas City, spoiled is New England, spoiled is say the Rams. Teams have won the Eagles.
The
Spoiled.
Eagles, yeah.
Ravens not spoiled. And I put a tweet out there, and I do love Kyle, one of my favorite Ravens, but I think he got wrong here. The standard of us being so good is a credit to our success, unfortunately. And if that's too big on your shoulders, why just have the extension? I'm not saying for him to not be here, but if you don't want the pressure, to me, pressure is a privilege. The pressure of being good every single year is a privilege to playing football, American football, that is. All right. And if you can't take it, then why are we playing at the top level? And it just rubbed me the really wrong way. And I said it there. Every third and fourth down, Bank was allowed 110, 112 decibels, if not more, every single time. And they couldn't do their job. Ravens fans did our job. Everyone there, that went there after work, that people like me got 3 hours of sleep the next day, still went to work on time, but we went there to support our boys. That rubbed me the wrong way. I do not believe that Ravens fans are spoiled in that sense.
Yeah, me neither. And before I give my take, we do have our very first super chat donation of the episode. This one's coming from Always Blessed, making it rain here on this episode of PRP, dropping the 10 piece of the chat. Says, in my opinion, this is a must-win game. A win against the Chiefs in their home would be a huge morale boost. Ravens fans, till the death of me, God bless you and your families. God bless you and your family as well. Always Blessed. Very fitting name. And I like that jersey. What jersey is that he's got on in the profile picture? Is that an OA jersey?
That might be.
Maybe be an OA jersey.
Maybe a Mike McCrary, but I don't think we wore the all black back then.
No,
it's got to be OA, right?
Probably OA.
Paul
which is
Kruger?
Actually,
Paul Kruger.
Oh, but who just has a Paul Kruger jersey? That's a deep find. That is a pull right there. A Paul Kruger jersey. I mean, I'm sure some people have that. I don't think I've ever seen one in person. I mean, you guys have probably been to the bank more than me. Have you guys seen a Paul Kruger jersey in real life, IRL?
No.
No.
I do look for the most craziest jerseys at the stadium every time I go. Unfortunately, I saw a Kyle Bowler one on Monday. And I want to credit that for being the reason why we lost. Because who in the right mind goes in a Kyle Bowler? You know what I mean?
I get what you mean. I feel like that's kind of dope, though. It kind of shows how you've been here through thick and thin, and it kind of ties back into our topic at hand right now. I mean, there's so many fans in this fan base who have been supporting this team, with their time, with their money, with their just emotional energy that they invest into it every Sunday for 6 months out of the year. For you to sit up there and say, Kyle Hamilton, that is, for you to sit up there and say, oh, Ravens fans can be spoiled sometimes. I don't want to put words in his mouth. That's exactly what he said. He said Ravens fans can be a little spoiled sometimes, right? And it's just like you guys said, right? I mean, it comes down to this. The message was great until he said that. I would have much rather Kyle Hamilton had said, Ravens fans can be a little bit traumatized. I would have preferred that word over spoiled, because traumatized would be way more accurate than saying that we're spoiled. Because to be spoiled, that means that we got to have some hardware, right? What are we spoiled with? Is it hardware? Because last time I checked, we haven't gotten any hardware in 13 years, right? So it's just like, I don't know, coming from a place, and I don't want to say this too. The Ravens, when they're at home, right? Every player runs out of that locker room, and before they reach the field, they hit this banner, right? That sits on top of the wall. What does that banner say, guys?
Play like a Raven.
Exactly. And so Ravens fans who have been and I'm a younger Ravens fan, and so is Alex, but My guy, I think you said Jason yesterday. You said you were born in '76, right? I was in your stream when you said
Yep,
that.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
So
So
I was 20 when the team came to town, right?
yeah, so you've been around, you've seen the entire 30 years of the team, right? And for people, like you and people who are younger fans as well, like me and Alex, and even way younger than us, we know what it looks like to play like a Raven. We know what it looks like. We've seen the Ray Lewises and the Ed Reeds, and at this point, and the Terrell Suggs. At this point, I don't even like bringing those names up because it just kind of like it kind of teases us as Ravens fans, like kind of living in the past like that. But I don't know, man. I just think that the word spoiled was the exact wrong word to use. We know what it looks like to play like a Raven out there. And it's just not looking like the guys out there are doing it. But I will commend Kyle by saying this. He did not put any of the onus on the coach, on the coaching. He put all the onus on the players and the execution, which again, textbook player speak at a press conference, media scrum, whatever you want to call it. But he did kind of rub pretty much the entire fan base the wrong way with that whole spoiled comment, for sure.
Yeah, last thing is he also, like, I don't want to say double down on it, but he added to it saying we lose 5 games and the world's ending. Like, it wasn't just it wasn't just like a misspeak. It was like, hey, I'm continuing to make this point that Ravens fans are quote unquote spoiled. And yeah, there's always going to be spoiled fans. I mean, one bad half or one bad, they're going to criticize Lamar. We only scored 30 points. But, by the same token, he definitely meant what he said. I think he should have worded it better. Ravens fans are used to excellence, and right now we're not giving that to them. We're working towards them, but just settle down. We're going to get there. Trust me. That might have been a better way to say it than others say, "Oh, but you just spoiled. We're going to be fine."
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Big Cuzzo 410 says you become spoiled by getting your way. We haven't gotten shit in years. That's what I'm talking about, Big Cuz. Zeke Okage in the house as well. What's going on, Zeke? And I see my guy Mod K-Dog in there. What's going on, K-Dog? Appreciate you for coming through. So let's go ahead and get into our Chiefs preview, right? So the Ravens are going to Arrowhead and what feels like a must win for both teams, really, right? Both teams are staring down 1-3 if they were to lose this game on Sunday. So without any further ado, let's get into the Chiefs preview. And we're going to go ahead and start with the I-word report. And Alex, you can take that away.
Yeah, so it's going to be short for the Chiefs here. They had one player that was, one player that was limited, and that was Christian Fulton, cornerback. Everybody else is healthy, is playing. The only player that really is not playing for them is Rashee Rice, who was suspended. But outside of that, they're about as healthy as they could be. On the flip side now, these Ravens, man, you can see it here. Travis Jones limited, Isaiah Likely limited. Obviously, Namdi Madubuike out. Patrick Ricard out. Ronnie Stanley didn't practice these past 2 days. Calvin Noy has not practiced, and neither have Broderick Washington. Boy, are we light on the defensive front against these Chiefs. Yesterday, none of our active defensive linemen were practicing. It was all practice squad guys, to really put it into perspective. So they're healthy. We're banged up.
Yeah,
pretty much. Go ahead, Jason.
And Sutton, I was just going to say, the defensive line problems are obvious here, especially with Namdi. Prayers out to him, man. I hope he's okay. Travis Jones coming back and even joking with a little limp at practice, just playing along. So Travis Jones should be fine. But the injury I'm most concerned about actually is Ronnie Stanley. And the reason for that is we're going to have to double team Chris Jones all day. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We're going to have 2 of our 5 guys on Chris Jones all day. So what does that do? It puts the onus on the other 3 linemen to win their one-on-one matchups. So we need Ronnie to be able to hold up if Karlaftis is on his side. We need Roger Rosengarten, key player for this game, to hold up against Karlaftis and company. We need Voorhees to step up. But yeah, if Ronnie's out and we're depending on Joseph Noteboom to step in and handle a bunch of one-on-ones, that could really spell trouble for the offense.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question for you, Jason, and Sutton too. If Ronnie Stanley were to be out, do we flip Rosengarten to the left and Falele to the right tackle, or do we throw a Noteboom?
I just, going by the context clues of the preseason, which we saw Noteboom play both left tackle and right tackle. I believe Noteboom is the direct backup for both of those spots. So that's my guess. They would just let Roger stay where he's been practicing and trying to get used to and just plug Noteboom in for Stanley. Or if Roger got hurt, plug movement for Roger.
Yeah, I also heard about elevating Carson Vincent as well for a game like this and kind of using him as a backup role too. But I definitely agree. I definitely think that Note Boom should be, starting at left tackle if Ronnie Stanley can't go. You don't want too many musical chairs along that offensive line, right? You want to kind of let those guys, especially guys like Rosengard and especially guys like Falele, you know what I mean? Let them do what they've been doing, right? And let them continue to build. So, but no, man, I mean, in short, though, this health report does not look good for the Ravens, not only for this game, but going forward as well. I mean, if your defensive line is banged up like it is, we saw what happened last week with no Nnamdi Madubuike in the game. Travis Jones is a force, and as good as he is, though, he's not going to be able to dominate through double teams, especially not consistently. He's not that guy, right? So it's going to be a rough one. I know they elevated 2 guys yesterday, Taven Bryan. Well, not elevated, but they signed 2 guys to the practice squad, Taven Bryan, defensive tackle, and Josh Tupuo as well, who had a stint with us last year, I believe. So it's going to be rough. Do you guys think that we should trade for a defensive tackle? Maybe like who do you guys think?
Lower your expectations. I mean, the NFL trade deadline is nothing like the MLB or the NBA trade deadline. It's rare to see a big name player go. So if anything, like, we hope the Cardinals start losing. Maybe Calais Campbell comes back. That sounds about right, or a guy of that nature. But I think Jeffrey Simmons, that's not happening. Titans won't trade with us, and Dexter Lawrence is probably about 0.01% chance. I just can't see him happening.
Yeah, I would love to see us trade for impact player somewhere along that front, even if it was at edge rusher, just a pass rusher. But I like simply saying that that's tough. Might have to wait until teams fall out of contention for that. And I would also say that a lot of times we get caught up on the bigger names, the obvious ones like a Dexter Lawrence, but there's got to be players out there who are upgrades to the last guy on our depth chart at that position. So I would just say they're out there, but what you have to give up to get them is a big question. And of course, EDC loves his draft picks, coming off a really good draft, but he has given up a second for Roquan and so on and so forth. So if he really thinks he's holding it back, I would hold out hope, but like Simply said, I wouldn't expect it.
Yeah, I definitely don't. I mean, maybe EDC makes some magic happen. We'll see what happens, but this is going to be a thorn in all Ravens fans' sides for the remainder of the season if Nnamdi Madubuike is shut down for the year, which by all accounts, it sounds like he will be shut down for the year. I mean, Zach Orr was up there talking about him today. Well, let's back up a little bit. John Harbaugh said yesterday that he just doesn't, he can't comment on it, literally can't comment on it. And how worrying is that? But then Zach Orr comes out there today and says, he says things like, oh, he's praying for him and he's in good spirits. And, he's talking about a lifetime in football with him and stuff like that. And it's just like all of this speak and this stuff that they're saying about him kind of points to this is a huge long-term thing. So, just again, like we said, prayers up to him, thoughts and prayers with Nnamdi Madubuike. He's trained his entire life to become a football player and he is a damn good football player at that, we can say. So it's something that we just kind of have to wait and see when the news drops. I think it's more of a matter, not so much as, if he's out for the season, but like when they announce it, you know what I mean? That's what it kind of feels like at this point. So let's go ahead and move on, guys. Let's go ahead and get into our keys to victory. And actually what we're going to do is we are going to pull it up on the screen here. Some defensive stats, which are actually courtesy of our guy, Jason from Huddle It Up Film. So let's go ahead and bring that up on screen and just let us know a little bit of what we are looking at here.
Yeah, I just put this together. I used to scroll these down at the bottom on my live screen, but I decided to just make a chart. And, I have one for the other side of the ball too, but the Ravens defense is something that, we were going to talk about tonight with Kyle's comments. And you can see all of those rankings in the red, next to last in points allowed, last in total yards allowed. I mean, look at all the 31st, 32nd, 30th, 25th, 24th. And only 3 sacks so far on this defense is 29th in the league. So if you look at this Ravens defense and you wonder why, I don't think we're a little spoiled when this is the result that we're seeing, which is the point I was making last night.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to you, Justin. Says, "What's up, guys? My
What's up?
favorite three Ravens podcasters." Shout out to you, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. OJ Pimpson says, "W collab." Appreciate that, OJ.
Thank you.
Appreciate you for coming through. But Alex, when you're looking at these numbers, what are your biggest takeaways from what you see here, bro?
It's the rushing yards allowed, and going back, man, I just remember the days when if somebody ran for 100 yards on the Ravens defense, that was an anomaly, and now it's normal. I can picture it right now, the old CBS graphic, and they would always bring it up. Last player to run for 100 yards on this defense. It was just a very long time ago, and now it's every week. Like, with all due respect, Dave Montgomery putting up that many yards on us, I know it was a big run. Him, anybody know? It just is. It's embarrassing, and 150 yards allowed per game. That is not
Yeah.
Ravens football. That's not Ravens defense. I know the offense is as good as it is, but you have to have a little bit of just balancing. And Sam said it. Ravens play a mid defense plays at least mid, and we can win the game. And the fact that we have to say that now in 2025, that's embarrassing. So just the amount of yards we're getting up on the ground, and our game is being played against us. And I guess we're seeing it. It's frustrating to not have time in possession and to get ran over, 35, 40 minutes of the game. That's why we were winning so many games the past couple of years. So what goes around comes around, I guess.
Yeah, I'm building off of Alex's point. The third down conversion rate of 24th, it sticks out to me. And I would have actually thought it was lower than that. Like we were worse at it because it just doesn't seem like we can get off the field. I think we're averaging over 70 plays on defense per game, which is basically like a game plus 10, 15 extra plays. And I think what that's doing is Lamar got a lot of some flack this week for holding the ball, and could you have run more? Questions from the reporter. Maybe Lamar's feeling like he's got to put up 40 or we're not winning a game, and maybe he's feeling that early in games. So I feel like these numbers are also probably stressing the offense a little bit too. But these long drives, like Alex said, the time of possession, wanted to build off of that point. That is very un-Raven like. I think Zach Orr and his crew have got to take more chances, blitz more, and get off the field. If the other team has a big play on us, tip your cap, move on, throw the MVP back out there. But let's take some more chances and not let teams bleed us like that throughout the game.
For sure. And Alex brings up the rushing yards allowed. Yeah, 30th that's absolutely unacceptable, because not only does that mean that the defense is performing really badly, but I think that also has a trickle-down effect to the offense as well, because you're literally losing time of possession when you're allowing teams to just run all over you. And the Ravens have lost time of possession battle 3 times this season, and they've played 3 games, as you guys know. So when you're taking opportunities, or I guess you could say as an analogy, you're taking food off of Lamar Jackson's plate, which makes it so when he does get on the field, right, he's even hungrier and he presses more than he, normally even would. And it's surprising to me that, he doesn't have any turnovers so far. I mean, he's almost had a couple. He almost had a fumble that he lost in the last game, almost had an interception as well. But my overall point is that, it doesn't do the offense any favors, because we know the type of quarterback Lamar Jackson is. When he comes in, especially if the defense is giving up big plays, or if the defense, is on the field for long periods of time, when Lamar comes in, he wants to do what? He wants to score. He wants to score as quickly as possible. And the Ravens have been scoring. I think they have they score at, I think, the second quickest rate in the league. They score very, very quickly, and they put their defense right back out there. So it's like the two kind of go hand in hand. Really, the catalyst to stop everything is to stop the run. And that's why I've been saying the Ravens might be cooked, guys, because with no Nnamdi Madubuike and that front seven looking as weak as it is, just going to put it out there now. My bold prediction for this week, take the over on Isaiah Pacheco rushing yards. I'm just going to say that right here, right now. But let's get into some keys to victory here. Jason, what are some keys to victory for the Ravens to actually walk out of Arrowhead with a W on Sunday?
Well, I would say complementary football. You've got to complement, the offense has got to complement the defense and vice versa. So if the offense struggles early and Spagnuolo has a good game plan against Monken, the defense has got to play smothering defense and get Mahomes off the field, and vice versa. So, we need our special teams, turnovers, all those things come into play when you're on the road and expecting a close game against Kansas City. So the most cliche things, I guess, are for the bigger games like this against the top opponents like this really are more than cliches. So, turnovers, pressure, you have a bad moment, somebody else has to step up and make a play for the Ravens. So yeah, I mean, you can see this Kansas City team only one turnover on the year. It would be nice to get the ball from these guys. And Mahomes has gone through stretches where he's, had turnover worthy plays that haven't been interceptions. So we got to find a way to generate pressure. That would be, I would say, if I boiled it down to one thing, we've got to generate pressure. If our front four is not winning, we have got to send blitzes and get Mahomes off his spot and make him uncomfortable. Hit him. You know how he gets when he gets hit. That's the kind of game I want to see.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Alex?
Well, thankfully for us, Rasheed Rice isn't playing because I would have said protect the middle of the field because the week one last year he was frying us, and with the way Roquan Smith has looked against good teams, i.e. the Bills and the Lions, I would have been even a little bit more scared. But I'll say now the Chiefs offense really isn't that good. The stats back it up. Is mediocre. I think Matt Nagy is also a mediocre offensive coordinator. I don't know how he still has a job. I that's a whole other conversation. But we're Ravens fans. But I'm looking here, and I'm looking at the line. Jawan Taylor is often as physical running anymore. It's hard to do that when you're not getting in the holes and at the 1 yard line. So, but maybe we see Keaton Mitchell active. Who knows? I doubt it. But if we can establish our run game, try to control the time of possession, um, I think we can win the game. I'll give my prediction afterwards, but this offense really isn't the best. I think the Lions and Bills have a much better offense than the Chiefs, but quarterback, like Jason said, knock down, get pressure. That's really all you can do. Everything else, man, it's all cookie cutter BS that you've all said before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, mine is a little bit less, I guess you could say cookie cutter. I see the chat saying something was us. What's going on? What do we do? What do we do? Let us know. But
Uh-oh.
I think that for me, the biggest key to victory is going to be to just simply stay on the field if you're on offense. Like I want to see some quick passes because we know the line is going to let up pressure pretty frequently. Oh, we froze for a few. Okay, I guess we're back.
Ooh.
I guess we're back.
We're
Okay,
back.
cool. But yeah, we know the offensive line is going to give up pressure. So I definitely think that, getting some screen plays is going to be really useful in this one. Some quick passes, just some easy stuff to keep the Ravens moving down the field at a good pace, right? At a healthy pace, right? We don't necessarily need to see, this defense getting trotted back onto the field, especially with how weak the defensive line is, trotted back onto the field time and time and time again. Like Jason said, we don't need to be playing 5 quarters basically of football for the defense. That's not what needs to happen. So I definitely think that those are some of the things. And then my other thing is going to be linebackers got to step up, man. I'm looking at you, Roquan Smith. I'm looking at you, Teddy Buchanan. You know what I mean? You're going to have to step up and fill those gaps. I saw there was a couple times in last week's game, or I guess you could say earlier this week against the Lions, where Roquan was not filling the gaps. He was not instinctive enough. He was not. I didn't see the want to enough out of Roquan Smith. Really, out of much of anybody on the defense, but definitely out of your $100 million linebacker Roquan Smith. I need to see him step up in a big way. So those are going to be my 2 keys to victory: linebacker stepping up, and I want to see on offense. I want to see, of course, establish the run like Alex said, but quick passes, screens, things like that, just to stay on the field. Let me see. I think Chris M says I need to know what Alex said. Alex had said establish the run, and what else?
That their offense really isn't that good, and the defense has to step up. Kind of agreeing with Jason there, but also the linebackers as well stepping up. I think Cook is over the middle of the field. Worthy, obviously, to me, I think is their real big threat. I don't even know what's going on right now. Chiefs devil magic.
Yeah.
I was just trying to
That's what it
get.
is.
I was trying to get next to Chris. I was just trying to get next to Chris and get a nice picture taken next to her. No, but I'm with you. Yeah, the rushing. Pacheco, I will say, sometimes his vision on these runs, that's what's held him back the last couple of years. So hopefully the Ravens can just get a little bit of pressure there. And when Pacheco is going sideways, that's not his game. If he has a wide open hole and gets to level 2. And, I agree with you so much, Sutton. Roquan was just, the old phrase, got caught in a wash. Got caught in a wash of bodies too much, pressed the line of scrimmage, just a total 180 from being the player of the week before against Cleveland.
Yeah. Jason, I want you to talk a little bit about what I heard you talk about yesterday, I think on your channel. You were saying that it's time to basically take the training wheels off of the secondary. It's time to stress test the secondary, right? What did you mean by that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're playing as if we have a secondary of decent guys, but a front four full of monsters. I feel like that's Zach Orr's game plan. We're acting like we got a front four that's going to lead the league in sacks. We have, and our secondary is just a bunch of guys, Jags back there. And really, it's the opposite. You got Kyle Hamilton. I like what I've seen from Malachi Starks. I mean, fans don't notice it, but on the film, the communication, we're not giving up big plays. That's all about Malachi Starks. They're just not there to be made. Wiggins had an off week, but he's played really well. Awuzie's been probably our most consistent defender. Marlon's had his ups and downs. Whatever. Those guys that I just mentioned are more talented and doing a better job than our pass rush as a whole is. So that's what I'm saying. Let's stop playing soft coverages. Let's stop getting beat with the short passes. And especially this week, what has Kansas City and their fans been criticizing them about, guys? Where are the deep shots? It's a dink and dunk offense. Why is Patrick Mahomes not pushing the ball downfield? Well, you know what Mahomes can do is just slice and dice you 5 yards at a time. Move in the pocket, arm angle, hits Kelsey. Move in the pocket, arm angle, hits the crosser. So what I'm saying to the Ravens is not only for this game, but the season, we cannot be near the bottom of the league in blitz rate. We should be near the top of the league in blitz rate. And hey, if we got to go cover 0 a couple of times or just cover 1, we don't have to be wink, but one safety in the back and ask our corners to play press man and say, look, Hollywood Brown, you're going to have to get off a press, or, the receivers that they got out there, Tyquan Thornton, get off a press.
Worthy's coming back, yeah.
Right. Let's trust Nate Wiggins. Let's trust Awuzie, and let's trust Starks to cover the back end and blitz Kyle, blitz our linebackers, blitz a nickel corner, let Marlowe blitz, and just put the pressure on these guys.
Yeah. 100% agree. 100% agree with everything you just said right there. Not to sound too much like an echo chamber, but I think you really hit the nail on the head with what the Ravens need to do defensively to kind of mitigate some of these issues that are going on around the defensive line. Because, again, like you said, it seems like we're playing as if we've got like the Monstars down there, and we really just do not. With Madubuike and Travis Jones, a little bit more towards that Monstar status. I love me some Travis Jones personally, but Nnamdi Madubuike is that guy. He's one of the best rushers, rushing from the interior, which is just as impressive as it comes. But yeah, love everything we said there. So what I want to do next here is I want to get a bold prediction from each of you. And Jason, I'm going to start with you on this one. What is your biggest bold prediction for this Ravens versus Chiefs game?
All right. Can I give a detailed one that I gave last night? Because I like it. If it hits, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Okay. So Chiefs are up 23-20. Lamar gets the ball back under a minute, 2 timeouts left, drives the ball into scoring position, spikes the ball with 4 seconds left. Rookie Tyler Loop, ice water in his veins, nails a 40-some yarder, sends it into overtime. Ravens win the toss, get the ball first. And the former Chief that was ignored, forgotten, written off, called washed, mosses somebody for the touchdown. 29 Ravens, 23 Chiefs, no extra point needed.
Wow.
Ooh,
Talk about
that is very detailed.
That's
I put work into it. I put some work into it.
very bold. My heart
Love
won't
it,
enjoy
love
that. But I'll take the win. Oh, I'm gonna go with. Hear me out. Todd understands why I think a lot of sacks occurred last week. A lot of long developing passing routes, and you realize, okay, the short stuff. Zay Flowers 8+ receptions. I think Dink and Duck. He understands that how we can get a lot of yards, and I think it helps us win. I'm not gonna give my score yet, but I think Zay has a big game. Kind of what you said, Sutton. Maybe it's screens or maybe it's something short, but Zay, he's running north and south, not east and west. I think he learned.
Yeah. I mean, I can get behind that. 8 catches for Zay. I mean, I would love to see the odds on that one. I'm pretty sure they're kind of lofty, and we'll have to see. I guess when we get to our, when we get to our Purple Rain parlay segment, we'll check that out for sure. For me, I mean, I love everything you guys said. I do. But I'm still sticking by my bold prediction. Isaiah Pacheco, 80+ yards rushing on the ground. Sorry, hate to break it to everybody, but like right now, from what I saw last week, it didn't look like any sort of run defense that I've pretty much ever seen for the Ravens in the past. Like it looked like we were holding on by a thread, a literal thread. And John Jenkins and the likes of Broderick Washington and Travis Jones again can only do so much. I just don't really see those guys getting it done up front. Off the edge, I mean, who are we looking at? And I know Tila's booing me in the chat, throwing tomatoes, but it is what it is, guys. Full disclosure, let's go ahead and get into our score predictions. I do have the Ravens dropping this one. I do think it'll be a close one, but I think that the Ravens come up just short. Again, I think you get one of those maybe last-ditch effort, 4th and 7, 4th and 9 moments, and Harbaugh actually lets Lamar Jackson try to execute. You get one of those, oh, here we go, Jim moments from Tony Romo, because you know it's Romo and Nance on the call. I could see something going awry. I don't want it to go this way, but it's the way I see it happening in this one. The Chiefs are going to be at home. That crowd's going to be rocking. They're just as desperate as we are. And they're getting Xavier Worthy back too. So that's another wrinkle that we have to worry about, because I'm pretty sure the last time the Ravens saw Xavier Worthy, he kind of torched us. Had a nice little touchdown, I believe. Can't remember how many yards he finished with that one, but I don't know, guys. I don't think it's gonna be looking good. I'm gonna go for a score prediction. I'm gonna say 24-19 Chiefs. Unfortunately, what say you, Alex?
If they hold us to 19 points, remember how I made fun of Munkin with the playbook in his pants? Next Monday show, you might want to get here if we score 19 points. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. I've already been close to crashing out. I mean, we're 1-2, and yes, I'm spoiled. I don't want to go 1-3 because that's kind of unheard of as a Raven fan. Once again, pressures are privileged to wear that bird on your helmet. If you want to do it or you can't, leave it there. But for me, back against the wall, this is different to our 1-2 I think last year start. You know, you beat the team that you're supposed to, the Browns. Still think you should have beat the Lions, but there's no identity. I think that Cowboy game was big. We learned identity. And then the Week 4 game against the Bills, we blew them out. No, it's not at home. I think we may find our identity here. Give me the Ravens 27-24.
Okay. All right. I mean, all these games, all these scores that we're predicting are close. So, I mean, if it can stay close, and I see Mad Rasta in the chat says 31-17 KC.
We score 17. Ooh. Yeah, don't.
He's just says Sutton. I hope this is reverse psychology. Me too.
He's copying Tila. Tila's got the 31-17 first. So stop copying Tila, my brother. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tila says 31-17 Ravens. World class is 50-32 Chiefs. That is actually crazy. Yeah. Patty getting MVP off this game. That's wild.
I'm sorry. 50 points, Zach Gore. We're packing your bags, buddy. Yeah. Whew.
Uh-oh.
Sorry about that.
There he is.
All right, there we go. I'm back. All right, so that is our preview of the Ravens versus Chiefs game. These two guys are a little bit more optimistic, just a little bit more than I am in this one. I do have the Ravens again dropping this one. It's going to be, I think it might be a long week next week, to be honest with you. But yeah, because the thing is, if you lose this one, right, the only difficult matchup that you have for the remainder of the season, at least as it stands with how teams are today, would be, I would say, the Rams and the Packers, right? Yep. Just those two teams. So when we talk about like, kind of, I guess you could say like litmus tests and like challenges, like to see where we are as a team and, you know, how we stack up against other playoff teams, I think that could really, really hurt the mentality of this team if they know that when they played some really good playoff teams early on in the season, they weren't able to bring any W's home. But when they played, and I fully expect for after the bye week, the Ravens to kick some butt, right? The defense is probably going to turn things around and we're all going to get back on the hype train. But it's still going to be lurking in the back of everybody's minds, players, coaches, and fans alike, that when this team goes up against some stiff competition, so a stiff defense or a high octane offense, they're going to fold. And in big moments, they're going to act like they've never been there before. And we got somebody else making it rain here in the chat. Who is that? Who is that? Who is that making Lamar dance like that? Who is that? Let me see. Mad Rasta in the chat. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you for coming through. Appreciate you for donating. Mad Rasta says, hey, each loss we get closer to Brian Flores. Plus, Kyle says we are spoiled. So why should we keep giving this team any energy? Yeah, man, we covered that in the beginning of the episode, man. It was just, we thought it was very tone deaf for Kyle Hamilton to say that the Ravens fans are spoiled, especially since we don't have any rings, right? You know what I mean? There's no rings. We're not spoiled. At least not in the last 13 years. But yeah, I mean, Brian Flores, and I saw somebody tweet earlier today, guys, about the Steve Bisciotti and John Harbaugh interview that kind of resurfaced on Ravens Twitter earlier today. And I just had to kind of chime in and say, this interview kind of shows you how loyal Steve Bisciotti is to John Harbaugh, and vice versa, and to all the guys in the front office and the coaching staffs and whatnot. Steve Bisciotti loves him some Harbaugh. They are for lifers, quite literally. So I think with that being said, man, I don't think that we're going to get anybody like a Brian, especially not a Brian Flores. Yeah, that's not happening. I think Harbaugh is here to stay. He just signed a 3-year extension. Even if the Ravens were to, get bounced out in the first round of the playoffs, or even if they miss the playoffs, I don't see a world where John Harbaugh gets fired. Do you, Jason?
I'm with you. It's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Then again, if you go 10-7 with Lamar, that's underperforming. Somebody's got to, some kind of major changes have got to happen if that happens, or if you miss the playoffs with a healthy Lamar, and there's no excuse, for the amount of talent. And I love the talent on this team. I love the talent on paper as it looks, and it just hasn't come together yet completely. Very concerned about our run game. I think our run game and our defense is putting a lot of pressure on Lamar, and so far he's held up great. Great.
Yeah.
9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. But I'm worried about the toll that it's going to take. And eventually Lamar's going to have an off game for him. He's human. He's going to have a game where he turns the ball over or just doesn't have it, his normal good stuff that day. And we're going to need that defense and need that running game to come through.
Yeah. Totally agree.
But
no,
I'm with you.
Right.
I don't think Harbaugh's going anywhere, and that's it's not that I don't think they're considering it. I'm right with you.
Yeah, I don't think that they look at Harbaugh as the reason why the Ravens continue to have these shortcomings seemingly every single year. But hey, we're spoiled. We're all just at the end of the bar, right, Alex?
Well, I want to add on because I know you saw the one clip of Marcus Spears, who I think is probably one of the better analysis on ESPN, and they're talking about like the blame of players. But my thing is, this has been going on for a while, even back to when Flacco was quarterback. There's been one true consistent, and I think, and I don't want to speculate, but I feel like his mentality as a coach, his complacency, I think for reasons why like Kyle said what he said today, I feel like Lamar really doesn't call out or kind of speak up more. I think it's because it's kind of Harbaugh, and that's his MO. Obviously I could be wrong. I could be looking way into it, but I just don't. I just don't see it with him, and I think he's
I don't think
instilled
you're
a lack
looking
of just.
into it too deep.
What's that?
I don't think you're looking into it too deep at all. I mean, the whole world saw it on Monday night, how, immediately after Derrick Henry double clutches the ball, then throws it into double coverage in the end zone or whatever it was, Lamar Jackson immediately looks at the sideline and in disgust, basically like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, why is it, this twice in the past 2 games, we've gotten to the 1-yard line and we cannot score. Why are you not allowing me to even just first 2 downs? I said it the other day. If you want to run Henry on the first 2 downs, sure. Even with the offensive line, it's Derrick Henry. He should be able to punch through for 1 yard, and I hope that he can kind of get that together. But otherwise, if you want to give it to Lamar Jackson on the first 2 downs or all 3 downs and let him drop back, spread it out, give him options, I think that's a hell of an idea too. You know what I mean? Because Lamar Jackson, he makes something out of nothing. And we say that all the time, but the fact that we're able to say that all the time should let you know that, hey, maybe when we're in the red zone, let Lamar, your $260 million or however big his contract is, let your quarterback go ahead and be that MVP, right? Let him score. But yeah, well, I'll leave that conversation there. We kind of got to get to the next segment here. We got about 90 people watching live right now. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Let's go ahead and get into some picks, right? You guys ready for some picks?
Let's do
Why
it.
not?
All right, let's go ahead and get into our picks segment.
Yes. So obviously tonight we have the Seahawks and the
Thank you,
Cardinals.
Jason. Yeah.
Who are we feeling? I'm gonna go with the Seahawks going 3-1 tonight over the Cardinals.
Losing Nemo.
I'm going
Mike.
Seahawks too.
Mike. It's Mike McDonald night.
Yeah,
Losing
like
Nemo,
that,
I love
man.
it.
Hurts, man. On 9:30 in Dublin, Ireland, the Vikings and the Steelers. Tell you what, Vikings with Carson Wentz had a big game last week, but Steelers squeezed one out. I'm gonna take the Steelers in this one, and a close one for a very questionable 3-1 record for them.
Shocker, I'm going with the guys in purple. Let's go with the Vikings.
Ooh, this one's gonna come down to is McCarthy playing?
I don't think so. I saw Wentz on the yeah.
I'm gonna go Steelers in this one. I feel like the Vikings. It'll be close, but the Vikings will make at least one more mistake than the Steelers, just in classic Pittsburgh Steelers fashion. They'll slam the door shut, steel curtain. They're gonna walk away with a W. Give me the Steelers.
Next up, the Commanders and the Falcons just got blanked by the Panthers. It could be Mariota, it could be Jaden Daniels. I don't care. Give me the Commanders.
I'm with you, man. I'll take Commanders.
Yep.
All right, next up, the Chargers 3-0 against the Jackson Dart-led Giants. Give me the Chargers going 4-0.
Ooh.
Lock of the week, man. Lock of the week. This is a double-digit win.
Double digit.
At the Giants, I mean, we just saw the Chiefs embarrass those guys. Justin Herbert, yeah, I'll take him.
This might be one of those tricky ones, guys.
Uh-oh.
This might be one of those
Jackson
Sundays where Jackson Dart starting. You know what I mean? Cam Scatterbo, I like him a lot. You know, there's going to be some juice on that Giants offense with Jackson Dart starting. Malik Neighbors, I'm sure he's going to try to find him and that connection early on. I could see. I mean, I know the Chargers are one of the best teams in the league right now.
Don't be scared, then. Put it out there.
For me, upset of the week. Jackson Dart hopping onto the scene, exploding onto the scene. Give me 2-3 touchdowns for Jackson Dart, and the Giants edge out a close one. It's at home, right? MetLife?
Yep.
They edge out a close one in MetLife in Jackson Dart's debut. Give me the Giants. I know that's crazy, but give me the Giants.
I'd enjoy that. I would like that a lot. Next up, the Titans and the Texans. 0-3 against 0-3. Texans, you have got to win this, so give me it.
I'll go with the Texans, and the over on under on that one's got to be pretty darn low.
Yeah, give me the Texans on that one.
This one, Eagles Buccaneers in Tampa. I'm taking Buccaneers to win this. I like what no Mike Evans, but I like Emeka Egbuka. I think Chris Godwin's coming back this week. It'll help them out. Eagles got lucky with the whole block kick, but I think the Buccaneers will give the Eagles their first loss of the year.
You know what? I'm going to go with simply on this. I feel like emotional letdown for the Eagles after the way they won last week. Should have lost, ended up winning. I don't know what's going on in Tampa, but things look pretty good down there. Baker Mayfield looks really good.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Eagles in this one. I think that the Eagles win this one. They kind of, I don't want to say bring the Bucks back to reality, but kind of sort of, yeah, bring the Bucks back to reality a little bit. So give me the Eagles in this one. Really quick, Khalil Bowling said in the chat here, he says, Sutton picked us to lose, but entertaining a Giants win. But Khalil, isn't that how the NFL goes? You know what I mean? Who picked the Browns to beat the Packers last week? You know, it's just stuff like that. Do not
argue with a man dressed like that. He's right.
You're right.
I'm with Khalil.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Oh, man. Next up, the Panthers and the Patriots in Foxborough. Ooh. Panthers win last week. Patriots, 5 turnovers. Awful. Give me the Patriots to bounce back here.
Man, flip a coin. I'd stay away from this game, but I watched that Patriots-Steelers games, and part of the reason I took the Vikings over the Steelers because, man, did the Steelers just given so many chances and couldn't do anything with it. That said, maybe the Patriots cleaned it up. Maybe they only turn it over twice and win that game. I don't know.
Wait, you said Patriots and who else again?
Panthers. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Up in New
Give me the
England.
Patriots in this one. Drake May actually hasn't been looking that bad. He really hasn't. I think that he can develop into something. I don't want to necessarily say special, but he can be an above average quarterback. I'll say that. And I think that Mike Vrabel is doing some good things there in New England, culture wise. So give me the Patriots in this one, while the Panthers still seem a little bit lost to me.
Saints, Bills.
Bill.
Yeah,
Bills.
Bills.
Yep.
That's easy. Browns, Lions in Detroit. Give me the Lions.
Got a good Lions.
Yes, give me the Lions. Give me the Lions.
Jags and the Nick Bosa-less Niners. I like Niners.
All right, you know what? I'll go upset on this one. Let's say a shocker. Jags win.
Ooh.
I don't know how. I think the 49ers lead the league in passing without Brock Purdy. Jags just, they give me that up and down Jekyll and Hyde feel. So this is where I'm going to take my shot. I'm going to swing big on this one.
Okay.
You know, I'm actually gonna take the Jags in this one too. I have a feeling about this team. They are kind of hot and cold, like you said, Jekyll and Hyde. Like, give me the Jags in this one, man. Just got a feeling on this one.
All right. Colts and Rams. Boy, Rams gonna give the Colts their first loss of the year. I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. Give me the Rams.
Where are they playing, Simp?
LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, LA
Yeah, it's LA then. I'll take the Rams.
for sure.
Bears and Raiders, and here's my upset. I think Bears have a letdown game, and Geno Smith and Trey Tucker continue what they developed last week. Give me the Raiders.
I'll take whoever's home in this game too. I don't see much different in this team. These teams. Raiders? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Bears looked good last week, and Ashton Genty hasn't been doing it. That offensive line has not been doing it. Give me the Bears. I think they go for a 2-game winning streak here. Give me the Bears.
All right. Then we have Sunday night, the Packers and Cowboys in Dallas. Packers, huge letdown. Cowboys, tough loss against the Bears. I like the Packers in this. Micah Parsons, forced fumble, written in the stars.
Yeah, I'm taking Packers everything, whatever the spread is in this one. I think they put up 40 against that Dallas defense. Looks really lost.
Yeah, totally agree here. Give me the Packers. Micah Parsons legacy game. I'm going for 2+ sacks from Micah Parsons in this one. Give me the Packers.
All right, and moving on to the 0-3 Bowl of the Jets and the Dolphins in Miami. I am taking the Jets. I think they have a lot to build off after last week against the Bucs, and the Dolphins, to me, just that fire sale deadline will be something serious.
I don't know. I don't like this game either. Would not place $1 on it. But
No.
something tells me that this will be like the one good showing for the Dolphins. It's like the ship is sinking. We finally get a game in Miami on Monday night. They're wearing black jerseys, which doesn't look good on the Miami team, by the way. Like
It
just
doesn't, does it?
looks anti-Miami. You know what I mean? The aqua and the orange and all that. But I'll say
Right.
Miami Dolphins step up, have their like game of the year in the one time they're in the spotlight.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on the jerseys front. I don't know if they have like some black sand beaches somewhere in Miami that I don't know about personally. I don't think that they do though. I'm gonna take the Jets in this one. I don't know how healthy Justin Fields is gonna be. I know he was in concussion protocol. Apparently he's still in concussion protocol, but I think he's gonna play. But I'll take the Jets in this one. I'll take my chances.
Then the final game, the Bengals and the Broncos in Denver. Give me the Broncos to win this.
Wild horses couldn't drag me away. Take the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Broncos in this one too. The Bengals look like they're getting ready to fall all the way apart. Give me the Broncos.
What did you say?
Wild horses couldn't drag me away.
Okay, Jason.
It's the Rolling
I have no
Stones, I
idea
think.
what-
I think
Okay,
that's the
I
Rolling
have no idea.
Stones. Yeah, I believe so.
Hey, let's clap it up for Jason for that one. Let's clap it up for Jason.
That was big. Oh man, that was. So yeah, that is our week 4 picks of the 2025 NFL season. Gonna be interesting to see, how we all do, but putting together, make a little parlay and see what you can get out of it. So there it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, without any further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into our Purple Rain Parlay segment, which is our last segment of the evening. I think we're right on time, fellas. So let's go ahead and switch over to some parlays. Let's talk some picks.
Yes. Got the old FanDuel loaded up here, so we're gonna go to the Ravens Chiefs game. Any players you can look at real quick and props you feeling?
The one I would bet is Lamar total yards, whatever it is.
Well, you had mentioned. Go ahead, Jason. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know if Lamar's going to have to run for his life. He's going to have to throw the ball a lot, but I have a feeling it's going to be the Lamar show. I think he ran for over 100 yards the last time we played them. So if I'm hammering one of them, it's going to be the Lamar total yards. And I also like Simply's Zay Flowers props because for the first time this year, we did not get him the ball last week. So I feel like it'll be a focus of the offense, get the ball into Zay Flowers' hands. So some kind of Lamar total yards, Zay, either yards or catches.
I love both of those, honestly. I love both of those. I think that's two legs right there. I mean, Lamar over on total yards. What are the odds on that?
So they don't have his total yards out there right now, but if I'm adding them both up, they have Lamar's over under at passing at 225 and his rushing at 46. Either way, I like both of them. You know, you take them both over. But they're gonna have the one where you combine them together. But I think for this parlay's sake, I'll take both his over on rushing and passing. I think he would get done in both ways.
And my last one would be Lamar rushing touchdowns, which for some reason they put like low odds on that. I mean, high odds. Like they think Lamar's going to score a touchdown every game or something. He doesn't rush for a lot of touchdowns anymore. But I feel like all this, man, pet peeve, do not cut the field in half. Do not call sprint right down by the goal line and cut the field in half when you got a mobile quarterback. What the heck are we doing? I think on some of these, lesson learned, hopefully. Nobody's open. Lamar scrambles in. Maybe he does another backflip or a front flip into the end zone. So I don't know. I'll kind of sprinkle a little sprinkle on the Lamar rushing touchdown.
Okay. I like that.
I like
that.
I mean,
Alex, what do we got?
So right now we have plus 230 with Lamar over. And let me go to the receiving. I would take the over on the Zay Flowers receptions. It's at 4.5 right now.
Oh, easy.
I might ladder
That's
that.
free. That's free.
I might ladder that up to 8. And then if we're taking the Lamar anytime touchdown, that's a plus 220. And that gets you at plus 1,044. Granted, you can take off what you want, but I would play it with, a small unit, but I like it. I'm going to play it. So Lamar over on passing, over on rushing, Zay Flowers over 4.5 receptions, and Lamar anytime touchdown. I have to put the team on his back, and he will put the team on his back.
Well, now wait a minute, Alex. You know what I got to do. You know what I got to ask you.
Okay.
What are the Bateman props looking like? Because, last week we said that they were going to be free for him, 25 plus yards. I mean, God forbid a touchdown, and he had a pretty big game.
You nailed that, bro.
Yeah.
You nailed it. Yep.
Yeah. So what are they looking like this week?
I did bet him to score on Monday, and I'm happy that came out. But
oh, nice.
Over under yards 34.5. Over under receptions 2.5. If I'm taking one of them, I'm taking the receptions.
Yeah, I'll take the receptions too. Over 2.5 receptions. You think over 2.5 receptions or over 34.5 yards, Jason?
I would go with the yards because I think Bateman's due for a big play downfield. I don't know.
Ooh.
Like, I mean, how many plays of just say with 30 yards did he have last year? It feels like every few games he had one, right?
Yeah. I mean, the guy caught a touchdown pass every 4.5 catches last season. So It's like the opportunities are very few and far between, but he's making the most of them. And like you mentioned, a lot of those plays were downfield, Jason. He had a lot of deep shots. I do expect that wrinkle of the offense to kind of come back at some point when it comes to Rashad Bateman. So I like that. I mean, I like either the receiving yards or the reception. So if you're listening right now, and you're trying to put together yourself a parlay, I don't think you can go wrong with either one. But I think we put together a really, really good list of props today, right?
And you like the Pacheco. You like the Pacheco overs too.
I love the Pacheco overs. I love the Pacheco. What's Pacheco's rushing yard line, Alex?
So let's see. It's at 34.5.
Oh, hammer that. You could add that to the parlay, to be honest with you.
if you want to ladder him up to 80, so it goes 30 is minus 166, 40 plus is plus 122, then it's every 10 yards, plus 210, plus 350, plus 550, plus 800 for 80 plus yards. So if
Yeah,
Sutton
we're
is
cleaning
correct,
Vegas up this weekend. We're
that
cleaning
could
Vegas
make
up
you
this weekend, boys.
love
For sure, for sure. So yeah, guys, I mean, you heard it here first. Tons of very, very juicy player props this week. So if you want to go ahead and do a little bit of sports betting, you heard it here first. Those are the best props for the Ravens versus Chiefs game on Sunday at 4:00. America's game of the week, right?
Yes,
I don't
sir.
know,
Yes,
Jim.
Jansen. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's gonna be a whole lot of that. It's gonna be a whole lot of that.
All right.
But I think we are right on time. Actually, we're right on
Yeah,
time. Game starting soon. Alex, you got something else for me?
Over under Taylor Swift on the TV. Lions at 8.5.
Has she been at the games this year?
You know she's gonna be there.
Who's Taylor Swift?
An overrated pop star.
Oh my God! No, wait, we gotta
doxxed.
clap it up. We gotta clap it up for Jason for that one.
Please don't hack
Jason
my
killed it
computer.
today.
Don't hack my
That is
computer. Don't come
hilarious.
out.
You're
I'm
getting
just
doxxed.
yeah.
You're getting doxxed, my boy. You're getting
That is
doxxed.
hilarious. That is hilarious.
Crazy fan.
But yeah, guys, amazing episode. I'll take the under on that Taylor Swift prop, by the way, Alex, because maybe she just won't be there. I don't know, but yeah. So that was a really, really good segment. Again, tons of juicy player props in there. I think overall this is a really good episode. We went over our keys to victory, score predictions, bold predictions, picks. If you're just joining us now, make sure you go ahead and hit that rewind button so you can go right back to the front. Of course, I know you'll probably watch that with Thursday Night Football for those of you guys who are just tuning in right now as of Thursday at around 8:00. But again, I want to thank our special guest, Jason from Huddle It Up Films, for coming through and hanging with us on this episode 337 of PRP. Thank you so much, Jason.
Thank you guys. I love you. I'll see you over on my channel. Hopefully bye week. I want to try to get something done before Simply's bedtime, and get together, have fun over there. And I see everybody in the chat: Tanja, J Dub, Tila, Jwiz, Chris, everybody. Thanks so much for your support.
Yeah.
Thanks, Khalil.
100%.
Hey, thanks. Thank you, Khalil. Appreciate it. And look great in the
Let's
picture.
give one more.
Yeah.
Another round of applause for Jason. Another round of applause for Jason, man.
And for Khalil.
Shout out to you for coming through. Yes, absolutely. And for Khalil's suit. But yeah, guys, this has been episode 337 of the Purple Rain podcast. I'm your host, Sutton Def. That's our special guest, Jason, up top. And then my co-host, Simply AS10, is going to take us out of here.
Yeah, thank you for coming through to episode 337 of the Purple Rain podcast. We appreciate you. Always stay positive and test negative.
Yes. And never, ever, ever forget, even on the rainiest of days, to call God. Episode 337 of PRP. We're going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.